The earthquake, the veil, and the risen saints explained, a Catholic biblical reflection. The death of Jesus Christ was not a quiet moment. Extraordinary signs shook both heaven and earth. Matthew records, the earth quaked, rocks split, tombs opened, and many saints were raised simultaneously. The temple veil was torn from top to bottom. These events are deeply meaningful in Catholic theology. Not random miracles, but profound signs revealing who Jesus truly is and what his death accomplished. The earthquake. Creation responds to its creator. The earthquake at Christ's death symbolizes more than disturbance. Earthquakes often accompany divine revelation. When God appeared to Moses on Sinai, the mountain trembled. Earthquakes signify God's powerful intervention. The earthquake at Calvary shows creation responds to its creator's death. Jesus is the Word through whom all things were made. When he died, creation reacted in sorrow and awe. The shaking earth reflects redemption's cosmic dimension. St. Paul wrote, creation groans awaiting redemption. At the cross, that redemption began. Catholic theology sees this as history's turning point. The earthquake signifies a new creation emerging through Christ's sacrifice. The veil of the temple, access to the Father restored. The tearing of the temple veil was a rich sign. The temple was the sacred center of Jewish worship. Inside, the Holy of Holies held God's presence. A thick veil separated this sacred space. Only the high priest could enter once a year on the Day of Atonement. When Jesus Christ died, the veil was torn from top to bottom. God himself acted. This signifies Christ's sacrifice fulfills the Old Covenant. Jesus is the true high priest. Through his blood, access to the Father is opened for all. The tearing of the veil means the barrier of sin has been removed. Separation between God and humanity is overcome. Believers may approach the Father with confidence. This truth finds expression in the Catholic Mass. The Eucharistic sacrifice makes present Calvary. The faithful enter spiritually into the heavenly sanctuary. The risen saints, a foretaste of resurrection. Matthew describes tombs opened and many holy people raised. After Jesus' resurrection, they appeared in the holy city. Catholic tradition understands this as a sign of Christ's victory over death. These were likely righteous people of the Old Covenant, awaiting the Messiah before Christ's resurrection. Souls awaited redemption in the bosom of Abraham. Christ's descent into the dead proclaimed victory to these righteous souls. The rising of the saints is a visible sign that death has been conquered. Their appearance in Jerusalem proclaims Christ's death is triumph, not their final glorified resurrection. It is a temporary rising, pointing forward to the universal resurrection at the end of time. The risen saints function as living witnesses. They proclaim the cross is already bearing fruit. The power of resurrection has begun to break into history. Unity of the three signs, the earthquake, torn veil, and risen saints are interconnected signs. They reveal Christ's saving work, cosmic renewal. The earthquake shows that redemption affects all creation. Reconciliation with God. The torn veil signifies restored communion between God and humanity. Victory over death. The risen saints demonstrate that death no longer has ultimate power. These events confirm the crucifixion is not merely a tragic execution, it is the decisive act of divine love, fulfillment of prophecy, and divine identity. Prophets foretold a time when God would act decisively. The dramatic signs echo prophetic imagery. Darkness covered the land, the earth trembled, the temple was affected. These are apocalyptic signs for Catholics. These events affirm Jesus Christ as both true God and true man. Even the Roman centurion declared, truly this was the Son of God. Creation, the temple, and the dead themselves bear witness to him. Spiritual meaning for believers today. The earthquake invites us to allow Christ to shake the foundations of our hearts. The splitting rocks symbolize the breaking of hardened hearts so that grace may enter. The torn veil reminds us that prayer is now direct and intimate. We do not stand at a distance from God. Through Christ and in the Holy Spirit, we are adopted children who may call God Father. The risen saints give hope in the face of death. Catholic faith proclaims the resurrection of the body. The saints who appeared in Jerusalem foreshadow our own future rising if we remain faithful. The cross as the center of history. In Catholic theology, the cross stands at the center of history. Everything before it prepares for it, everything after flows from it. The dramatic signs reveal this is no ordinary death. It is the sacrifice that reconciles heaven and earth. The Catechism teaches Christ's death is the unique and definitive sacrifice for sin. The earthquake shows its cosmic power. The torn veil reveals its priestly fulfillment. The risen saints proclaim its victorious outcome. Conclusion: the earthquake, the veil, and the risen saints are theological signs. Rich with meaning, creation trembles because its Redeemer is acting. The temple veil is torn because access to the Father is restored. The saints rise because death has been defeated. In the mystery of the cross, suffering becomes glory, death becomes life, and separation becomes communion. These signs invite every believer to stand in awe before the crucified Lord and trust in His redeeming love. When Jesus Christ died, the world changed forever. The earth shook, the veil was torn, and the saints rose, not as random miracles, but as divine proclamations that salvation had come. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. Goodbye.